Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here in front of my window, looking out of the window, seeing the flowers blooming, the sun is coming out, summer is finally coming. And after I posted one of my most recent videos about night sweats and recovery and sweating and recovery overall, I got a lot of questions about how to cope with sweating in summer. So I decided to make this video about your first summer in recovery. Because my first summer in recovery is pretty much 2 years ago. So I started recovery in February. I went back to Germany and I started to struggle with all those physical issues with water retention, with a lot of pain, with a lot of heat and sweat and feeling uncomfortable in my body, all those things. So let's talk about it and let's talk about how we can make it a little bit more easy for you. So first of all, I want to say recovery is hard overall. Recovery in summer can be a little bit easier because the days are longer, the people are outside, the mood is better overall, but it can also be super triggering. So again, for me, my water retention was already bad, and with the heat outside, the sweating and the pain was just unbearable sometimes. I did a lot of cold feet baths. I oftentimes could not wear shoes, to be completely honest with you, because the sweating was just so intense that I couldn't get into my shoes. I also struggled a lot with clothes shopping because I basically had to renew my whole closet. I didn't have any clothes anymore, especially no clothes that would fit me. So going clothes shopping and looking at the tags and looking at the sizes was horrible. Also trying on new clothes, looking in the mirror, seeing your changing body. It can be super hard, and in summer we can't hide our bodies as much as we can do in winter. And I don't think hiding your body is always the best approach because of course eventually you want to come to terms with your body, but of course it's more than fine to look for comfortable clothes. So I actually was started to look for fabrics that would feel good for my body, like cotton and linen actually, because those are fabrics that can be very light in summer, that don't irritate me because everything already felt so tight and painful and hurtful. So I just wanted to feel comfy without being hot. So I looked for a lot of natural fabric, a lot of just white blouses, white pants, flowy dresses, whatever felt right. I also started to develop my own style again because I didn't really have my own style. I had some kind of style, but it was not my own style. So when I finally got back my curves and another body and started clothes shopping, it was kind of fun on some days. It was super hard and super triggering on other days, but it also, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit fun to being able to wear styles that I didn't wear for a very long time. So again, I know it's super hard, but I would advise you to try to find clothes that feel comfortable. If you don't want to go to the stores, you can, use those online marketplaces like Vinted, Poshmark, wherever you live. You can, buy oversized blouses. I know there are people out there that say you don't buy oversized clothes, don't hide your body, blah 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 blah. Honestly, if it makes you feel good in that very moment, just wear it. I won't tell you to wear tight clothes to come to terms with your body, because we can work on that later. If it's your first summer in recovery, we want to feel as comfortable as possible. Also, the heat can of course have a big impact on our appetite, so please make sure you still eat enough. And I know it is super easy to be I don't have really an appetite, so I'm not gonna eat. Maybe my body is already balancing out its hunger hormones, maybe it's normal. This is just the appetite that's smaller than during colder times. So make sure you still eat enough. Don't fall into a trap of, oh, I'm not that hungry, so I'm not going to eat as much. You have to eat as much as always in recovery. And if it's hard for you to eat because it's super hot, try calorie dense foods. So I know there's a lot of websites, there's a lot of magazines out there that advertise all those summer salads and stuff. Well, if you eat a summer salad and you already have a low appetite, you won't be hungry for anything else. So try to get the calories in. Go for ice cream. Ice cream was my lifesaver in summer. Go for ice cream, go for nuts, for liquid calories, whatever works for you. There is no right or wrong. We're not going to label any kind of foods. And also try to enjoy summer. I know it's super hard, especially if you struggle with friendships, but if you have someone you feel close to, if you have someone you feel comfortable with, or also if you have a friend group, it can be super helpful to try to enjoy summer. And for me, it was the first summer back in my hometown. Luckily, a lot of my childhood friends were there as well, a lot of very, very supportive people. And so starting to do things again, starting to grab ice cream, starting to go for a drink, starting to go to the park, all that kind of stuff was super helpful because it gave me some kind of relief of this of this work I was doing for weeks and months, because recovery is work. So if you have a brief moment, or maybe even a couple of hours or an afternoon of not thinking about that stuff so much, of like good conversation with friends, of like being in the sunlight, of enjoying, of being in your body and of enjoying the moment, it can be super helpful. My biggest challenge was going to the water. And of course, it was not because of the water, but because wearing a swimsuit, right? So I actually started to go to the public pool, but it was a very disordered thought. I wanted to like get a workout in again, but I was not very honest with myself. So I actually told myself, I'm just gonna hop into the water because it feels so good. But in the end, I was just swimming and swimming and swimming and trying to burn calories. And by the time I noticed that, I was like, okay, maybe I should cut back on that. I did not go to the lake in my first summer in recovery, because I was just too afraid, too ashamed. I had a few very safe people. Nobody would ever, make comments about my body, or would, say or think anything rude, but I just didn't feel comfortable. It was a big challenge for me to find some kind of like swimsuit that I would feel comfortable in. I was like trying, swimsuits, bikinis, high waist, all that kind of stuff. But I would, I didn't love what I was seeing, and that's fine. But eventually I found something that I would at least feel okay wearing it. And again, cold water can be super helpful, can be super relieving. And if you have friends you feel safe with, or even have like a lake, or some kind of water that you can hop into by yourself, if that makes you feel more comfortable, that's fine too. But you don't have to push yourself. So yeah, just for reference, like the summer was hot, it felt unbearable. I'm a water person. I didn't go into the water once this summer because, well, except for my pool sessions, because I was so ashamed. Last weekend I was in Palm Springs with my boyfriend, and we were at a birthday party. There were a lot of people. We spent the whole afternoon in the pool, and I didn't really have second thoughts about my body. There were a few situations where I was a bit insecure, but overall I would just have a good time, drink drinks, didn't think about the calories, eat fries at the pool, and live my life. So this is how much recovery can get you in like just 2 years. And even last year, like 1 year into recovery, I would go to the pool with my best friend because she's a very safe person to me. We had a good conversation, we had fun at the pool. I would wear my swimsuit, it was okay. So you don't have to push yourself to go into the water in your first summer. There's nothing wrong with doing it. There's also nothing wrong with challenging yourself, but you don't always have to step out of your comfort zone. There is like an in-between that also works for many people, and that's more than fine. I hope my little tips and insights help you. I'm very interested to see how your recovery journey is going, how you feel about the upcoming summer, if you have concerns, if you're looking forward to it. I just want to remind you guys, you got this. I know it's super hard, but you got this, and if you work through it, you will come to a place where I'm at, and I will keep evolving as well. But we will all, keep evolving and keep healing and keep growing. And you will be surprised how much you can do in just 1 or 2 years. And you're going to look back and being like, how was I able to live this life for so long? I just want to mention that at the end. So for everyone who made it so far, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. I love to hear your people's opinions. I love to hear your people's experiences. And I will see you in the next one.